Hello, Don Water speaking. One of the things I've learned over the years I've developed is the therapeutic and positive sense of art. So that when I go into classes now, whether they be professional artists or beginners, they can all sit in the same class because we're on our own journey. Just get yourself a bit of scrap paper or a book. You can buy them for $2 and write how you feel. Now, I purposely destroy it like that because I've had years of writing and I'm running in my mind and I'm just scribbling out. You can write it as detailed as you want. You can go in there with small little things and you can paint it or draw it exactly as you see. Nowhere have I ever taught where people have done the same thing because you're painting from the heart. And every day is different. Some days you have a bad hair day, some days you're happy, some days you're sad, some days you feel hungover, and it goes on and on. So you respond differently. Get your charcoal and just smooth it around, make shapes, patterns, and just have fun. It doesn't have to look like anything, but if you want to make it look like something, you can. The white canvas is daunting. It is to many people because the expectations that has to be the Archibald entry, that has to be photo perfect, that has to please my husband, my wife, my kids, that has to please the market. You've got to get rid of all that. And this comes back to self-belief again. You've got to paint for you at all times. The basic essence of just being free to draw, to not being, and what comes out is exciting. With art there's a mindfulness because when you go in to that point of contact on a blank canvas or a painting, you're in actual fact divorcing yourself from all your problems and everything around you. They reckon artists make a minimum of 20,000 decisions an hour. That's a fair hunk. And what happens is even with colouring, the mindfulness colouring books, because people are honing in on that pencil, that colour, and they're not worried about the world or the birds are flying backwards, they're wholly and solely working on that point of contact. So when you're expressing yourself, you're releasing that emotion, you're putting it out there for people to look at. And the first thing I have to reinforce with artists or people that go on, believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. Don't ever let anyone put you down. Look at that for an abstract. That's exciting, isn't it? You get this beautiful softness, this beautiful tonal range by contaminating the charcoal. And I can always remember, I'll just pull it together a bit. Oh, shit. All right. I can always remember one Japanese lady. She would have been in her 50s, maybe early 60s. And she did this painting. She had 9 silhouettes on the ground. And we were standing up and talking about her works. And I said, the 9 silhouettes, what's that? She said, that's my family. She said, I was in Hiroshima. Just having the pressure off you and just throwing the paint around. I love this. Throwing the paint around is just invigorating. Going well, kids, you're all over it. So when I put colour into a painting, like here, you get a mood, you get an emotion, and that's so important. So when you add the content and the colour together, then you get another dimension. But so many people today love abstract expression. That means there's no content. It's wholly and solely about colour. And that in itself represents the emotion, the personality you are. Because we're all different. And I do the exercises where I say to people, give me a colour for love, or give me a colour for hate, or give me a colour for joy, or give me a colour for... And I'm thinking, oh, that'll be dark and that'll be light. I get the shock of my life. Everyone interprets an emotion in a different colour. And this comes back to our individuality again, and it's absolutely fabulous. Guiding through this beautiful space of colours there. Just keep going around looking for it. Look at it. Does that excite you or does that excite you?
Yeah.
So I'd be highlighting under that with perhaps your charcoal. You must never ever take people off their journey, but you need to assist them on that journey. And that's so important. And to do that, you've got to understand them. You can't overpower people. I know this and I know that. I always say to people, how about, what do you think? What's your idea of that? And they'll go, yeah, that's fabulous, or not keen on that. Pull it straight away. If that's what you feel, we won't go there. So it's just a matter of throwing ideas. I'm an ideas man. Beautiful, the colours are beautiful. Where do you go from here?
I can see a butterfly there in the left hand. Like a big butterfly in the blue.
Yep. Well, try. Do you want to try it with a bit of chalk? I've got the softness down there. Where do you go to from here, young lady? So really at this stage, it looks like it's evolving, and I'm very happy with it at this point because it's so loose, it's so free, and it's so contemporary. And of course, during that course of time, I think we painted it up the other way, didn't we? I think it was up that way. We had a painting that way, and I could still have a painting that way. There still could be a painting that way. There can also be a painting that way. So at this point of time, I'm not committed, and this is the process I get so excited about, because what happens is I'm dealing with the unknown, and the unknown is in there, and I have got no ideas at this stage what the finality is about. So I'm like a boy in a lolly shop. I go searching, I'm looking, and I'll do a stroke there, and I'll go, oh, I don't like that there. I'll move that around, and I might swing it right the way around. And this is how I slowly build up. I've got people coming to my half days on Wednesday, and they come from Caboolture, they come from over the New South Wales border, Redcliffe, Redlands Bay, Brisbane, some of them travel 2.25 hours to get there and 2.25 hours to go back. Can you believe it? And then I have the one-day workshops where I teach people, beginners to advanced, how to start to engage full on, where I work with them. Then I go for the 2-day workshops. Now I'm starting the workshops here very shortly, and I'll have small groups in here where they come in and they can live the artist's life, and that's fabulous too, that they're in these surrounds of the artist's life. I'm then now working to Mount Tamborine, where I'm going to be doing classes up there as well, and I'll notify the people on that on my website and that. And that's going to happen. Also, we're still going to do one-day workshops from time to time at different venues. We're talking about up in the mountains here, which is so exciting because it's like being on stage. You get a different emotion to every act. When you go into a different environment, and you get a different emotion. And we talk about that. We talk about understanding ourselves, and that's how we evaluate where we are. All the glazes, look how the charcoal set in there. That was from drawing with the unknown. And so you don't think I don't live in a fantasy world. This is called magical realism. This is my Arcadian Red Door series. Those kids are you and I, and that's where I want to live. That's where I want to be, and I'll probably live in it in a way here in my studio and surrounds. It's a beautiful world, and there's no pressures of life, and this is it. And people looking at this on the wall, they would feel at ease. They would feel happy. They wouldn't feel intimidated. It's just a good, fun existence, back to basics, back to life.